G'day and welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron with the VR Calais Project. Now I've maybe opened a can of worms by pulling the front window and rear windscreen out, which you may have seen in the last episode. My mate Pete's meant to be coming around tomorrow and I haven't gotten stuck into cleaning around the windowsills yet. So that's a task I need to get into now. And then I've got to pull that front bonnet off. I need to pull the boot lid off as well, just so it gives us better access to the area. And I've got to pull that rear tail light out so we can fix that little rust spot above the tail light there, because I think that was my main instigator for water getting in the boot, but it could have been a number of things. Some of these rust holes here could have been just seeping down, but we've got to sort that out hopefully tomorrow. So I'll just give you a quick walk around of what I've done so far and what I need to do. So before I'd done a few errands today, I went along here and did a paint stripper and a little bit of wire brushing in the rust spots, and then I've put a bit of rust converter just on them. But I need to go back through and clean that rubber off. But as you can see, just up here, I need to sort this out. So there's a hole, and then we've got another hole over here. And what's that going to turn into once we wire brush it back? A bit more there. But I'm looking at it now, I might not have to take the boot off. It will make it easier not to damage it. So I might put some masking tape along there. And then around the front, the rust I'm talking about just down in here. So it'll be easier once we get the bonnet open and remove a few bits and pieces. So if we go in here, yeah, can you see what I'm talking about there? So I guess a bit of a paint strip and wire brush along there and rust convert, and that should clean up as well. What we got around here? The tiny, will that become a hole? Maybe. But otherwise, yeah, got to go around all that and try and clean that all up and have that sorted for at least tomorrow morning. All right, well, I've got most of all the rust, or the biggie flake sort of stuff, what do you call it, cleaned off. Let's put a bit of rust converter on the spots that were rusty. And if I'm doing this wrong, let me know. I'm just having a crack. Literally. Hopefully that's all very good. All right, a bit down here. And there's a couple of holes, there's a couple of small holes and spots. So there's a couple here and a couple on the other side. So hopefully we can sort that out. And that rust is just in there. We've got another hole just over here on the passenger side. This corner here. That's a bit more surface rusty, that one. It's amazing how many how many holes start popping out when you get the wire brush and the little buzzy pad thingamajig on it. So this is basically the front window done. Go around that back. So just around at the back window, I'll just show you a bit of a before. And then we'll go back over it and do a bit of an after and see how big some of these holes end up becoming. Now, I know a lot of people are saying in the comments that it's not as bad as their car, and I'm glad. Alrighty then, we are back into it with a bit of wire brush and rust converter in that one. We've got a bit of a hole there. That one looks okay-ish. Bit of a hole there. And the rest doesn't look too bad, maybe a couple of holes. So I'm presuming we're going to have to cut these bits out and patch them up. And then I found a couple down here in the boot area, which I think I forgot about. So got one just in here. I'll clean that up. One here. So with a bit of rust converter on those, they should be all right. Now I'll pull this tail light out. Alrighty then. Now the only way I found this rust spot was because we had old mate run into the back of us and we had to replace the tail light, which if you've seen that video, I think it was part something, I'll put it up here somewhere, where I used a football and just blew it up until I popped the dent out. I don't know, is that the right way to do it? Well, it got it out anyway. But we'll pull this tail light out now. Also, while I've got the boot open, you'll see a heap of water in here, I'll show you, of where it's been leaking into the boot. So, just down in here. So we've still got a puddle of water in the spare wheel well. So I'll try and clean that out as well. I'm thinking, I've just, like I said in the last video, the bloody can of worms. Do I take the rear bar off and do we fix this and fix that? Or just stick to the windows? This is that little rust hole I was talking about in the boot. So just there. I'm thinking we're going to need to get the die grinder and just cut a bit of a square out of that, which will probably be, yeah, just cut the most tiniest little square out of that and we'll weld a new bit in. And what I'm thinking is I'll take this rear seal off, because I did notice somewhere we've got another little bit of surface rust that's building up there, so we'll give that a clean up. And oh no, what have I done here? Alright, we've got another bit there. What did I say? A can of worms. I think we'll pull that tail light out as well and have a look what we've got behind that. And with the power of YouTube, that tail light is out. All right, so at least we're not looking too bad on this one here. But I'll clean it all up anyway. And we have got a bit of rust. Oh yeah, we got a bit of a, yeah, the rust is there. That's what fell out. So we have to repair that. So I'll give that a wire brush now and a rust convert. What have we got along here? No, that's all right, that bit there. That'll be all right. Cool, alrighty then. I'll just give that a wire brush and a rust convert and we'll be good for tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully Pete likes what I've done. Dirty thumbs up. Back into it today, and Pete has been busy welding up bits and pieces for us and putting a bit of filler around the windows. So we are good to give it a bit of a coat of paint, taping it up at the moment. Cheers, Pete. He's got a face for radio, he has. Anyway, I'm helping him out with his little Nissan Pulsar, sorting out the front struts for him, and we'll hopefully get his little car going as well. So while I've got his car up on jack stands, he can't really go home until he's got my car done, eh, Pete? Anyway, we'll get stuck into the back next, and hopefully we can sort out most of the rust in it, which I think we found last night. So we're going to take the boot lid off, and we'll put that to the side so we can actually access this. But that is a bit later this afternoon job. Well, a quick little update. I was just starting to rip the rear bumper off so we can attack some of this rust that's in here. And while I've got Pete here, get some of his knowledge, I've cleaned up two of the welds around the back here, so they're ready for a bit of body filler, and then we'll clean them up. We've just got the ones around the top to do next. And then I've had a play around and used a little air hacksaw, cut out a bit of a square, and then I've made a little patch panel. So I'm hoping I can weld that in and she'll look hunky-dory. And then I think Pete started trying to do a bit of panel beating on the side for me, which is another reason why I want to pull the bumper off, so we can fix up another couple of dents here and see what we can do about some body fill along here and make it look neat as well. So I'll have a crack at welding this in place and see how we go. And with the power of YouTube, check out my repair. Looking good. Also, Peter helped me with the bog work and sanding back. So it's come up a treat. Cut out some of the rust that was here, welded in some new pieces. We have removed the rear bumper. So now I can actually see there's a couple of little spots we need to sort out some rust converter. And I've got one more little hole here somewhere. There it is. Hello. And yeah, I'll do a bit of a wire brush on that section of rust there and rust convert it, clean up all around the boot area, and we'll give that a quick coat of paint so it just protects it. And then Pete was saying we'll pull that off if I can find another one and replace it, and that will be another job off the list. But it's turning into that bloody can of worms, isn't it? We'll just do this while we're here, and we'll just do that. Might as well respray it, eh? And around to the front now, this has come up a treat. So I just got to go back over this with a bit of wet and dry, clean off that excess rubber that I didn't quite get around to the other night, and we'll give that another prime and a coat of black paint. We've gone around the edges here. We need to just tidy that up a bit more, but all those little rust repairs are sorted in the front windscreen. I am stoked with that, and it's been an absolute fantastic day. Thanks, Pete, man. We just chipped away and kicked a heap of goals. Now I've built my confidence up a little bit more. Hopefully I was a good apprentice for you, mate. Dirty thumbs up. Got his little car sorted, so he's off and about now, and he's doing what he's doing in a little Pulsar, the reliable little car. All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Dirty thumbs up, and yeah, I'll see you when I'm looking at you.